There we go. It is up and going.
And we're not on private live this time?
Correct. It's on real live this time.
Sweet.
Lies.
I'm a real boy.
All right. So, couple of things have occurred since we last played. The biggest one would be the Garth stayed back with Sonnet and Nike and Bundo, and you guys went through and did an autopsy on. That was groovy. We're good. An autopsy on the creature that you guys have come across. Is this up and going? Yeah. Maybe not. Hold on. Some stuff's broken.
It's like a dog, like made a baby with a squid, right, Sonnet? That's kind of like what you're thinking.
Yes, it's it was quite interesting to say the least.
Or did it like eat a squid and then the squid like ate the dog and it's like halfway out?
Gesundheit. I gave Sonnet that book that we found in the library, right? That rare one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I didn't know if you did. If you did, then okay, that's good to know.
Yes, I give Sonnet the book that we found in the library that we checked out about these weird ass creatures and stuff.
Did we check it out?
Yes, we did because I paid gold to check it out.
Okay.
Give me just a sec. My material deck thing isn't working how it should.
My material deck fails all the time.
Material girl.
That's there. Music. My music broke. Well, it's not.
I hear it.
We got problems because it's doing everything right now. Literally playing everything right now.
I like it.
Save time. Listen to all of it at the same time.
All at the same time, yeah. Listen to all 5 chapters of the song. All right, so I got the music on. All right, so we had that going on. Sonnet, since she has that book, will reference that this is likely one of the creatures that actually fought alongside the giants during their fight with the quarry race. That when they eventually pushed the quarry moon out of orbit, essentially, or in a super wide orbit. So with that information that Tyra gave Sonnet, so you guys would have that like little bit of information that those creatures actually fought alongside the giants.
Interesting.
All right, so with all that done, Sonnet did say that she knows where Jack is, or roughly where he will be popping back up again. So Sonnet will speak up and she'll go, "Yes, I have attended one of the parties that Jack throws. They kind of show up in random locations, similar to that of the Silver Tankard did. What once was just a blank wall, sometimes a door will show up with some more elaborate decorations upon it, and within it is essentially a night hall, a tavern that's very unique, one that style I have not seen before. She goes on to explain a little bit more how it's a little bit different every time she goes in. From what she understood talking to the patrons, it's a little bit different every time it does show up. Like there's some adjustments here and there. But it's generally always going to be like 2 floors, with the top 4 being more of like a wide, like brim balcony looking down onto the center floor where a lot of people will be dancing. And then there's always the center stage where Jack or someone else will be kind of like performing as a bard up there. The place always seems to be pretty packed. She did mention that there are a lot of incubi and succubi there as well. Often as either an escort type of thing, but they seem to be hosts of sorts there within the building or within the room. She does say that there's also seems to be several layers of like enchantment magic and illusion magic within the building. All of it seems to be pretty well like fought over, so something or overcome. So it seems like most of it is there for you to willingly fail and have a quote unquote good time.
Hey, so how common is to see like incubi, succubi? Is that something to be like, whoa, what? Like, would we have ever heard that? Or
it's not. So it is uncommon, but it's not like unheard of, and it's mostly going to be in the more like either the very very like seedy type of clubs where an incubi and succubi hang out, or super super high up clubs where an incubi or succubi will be there. Basically, they're on the two extremes of the types of clubs that would be there. On the lower ones, you might die. On the upper ones, you definitely will live and have literally the time of your life because it's an incubi succubi that can read your every desire. So, like it's basically like the reputation kind of like gauges like how dangerous it would be to interact with one. Now, with how many she's saying there are, that's unusual. With there being, she's saying she saw at least 6 or 7, and just that many in general. Like incubi and succubi kind of compete a bit. You know, they're not super communal with one another. So, with that volume of them, that's probably the most odd part.
Did she observe any like gambling rooms or anything like that there, or is it just like
no gambling? There were some on the lower level. There are some often like sorry, like kind of not necessarily closed off, but more private booths along the side. And you know, there might have been some like personal gambling going on, but nothing orchestrated by the house itself. Upstairs looks to be more of the upstairs areas where the majority of the incubi and succubi hang out, and that kinds of be like where like more of a intimate conversations would happen with them is up there. So there's not, but there were only those two main things. There weren't like other side rooms going off, so like everything, like nothing like physically happened within the club area. They would have to have left the club at that point to do anything more erogenous than that.
So the Jack performs as a bard at this place. Is he the only one who performs, or
occasionally? She says occasionally she's heard that other in the past there was one other person that used to perform in this area that was not a halfling. It was a half elf. But that was a while ago.
What's the name of the place again? Sorry?
They just call it Jack's Club.
Jack's Club.
Or Jack's. It doesn't necessarily have an official name, as it's just like this mysterious club that appears out of nowhere in a random district. That stays there for a little bit, and then it disappears and goes to a new district.
Sorry, 1 second.
So if we wanted to, did she ever see Jack walking there or leaving, or does he just appear in and out of the building itself and he hasn't been seen outside of it?
He's never seen him outside of the building. Whenever the club did close, you know, they asked everyone to leave and they kind of escorted everyone to go out, and then the door just kind of disappeared. Jack was never seen leaving the building.
So, Sonic, do you think we'd have to take this guy on in this whorehouse? Or what do you think? Because that sounds like a bad idea.
I believe it's probably our best chance. As I was talking with Tyra, I have not seen him actually leave the building once, which makes me believe he has a means to teleport the whole interior, the whole pocket dimension, wherever he so chooses.
Has our little assassin come up with anything else either?
Trinity.
Trinity has not returned quite yet, but he should be. His like end of term will be within probably like the next week, and you'll come back with the information that he's gathered on Alberish, the dwarf.
Did I hire him? Who
You
hired him?
You did.
Okay, yeah.
You did, and then you made fun of him. Not him.
I
Alberish.
don't. I wouldn't do that. I'm just deathly afraid of him.
No, not of the gnome.
Okay. Oh.
Not of Trinity. Wow, I need new glasses. For some reason, Hellover's all blurry.
God damn it, focus.
He's trying to get to focus.
Do it.
Send nudes.
Oh my god. There we go.
Blur my eyes. I was thinking about it. Maybe.
God fucking damn it.
Well, while he's wrestling with his camera.
Well, is there a way, because we probably don't want to fight any incubi or succubi, right? That would probably be a bad idea.
Not as many as were there. So she does suggest kind of taking things by surprise and trying to like sneak in and take him out quickly, essentially.
Could we take him, and then do we have a really quick way to transport him? Do any of us have like a transport spell, I guess? Or if we know if there's any like wards or anything over the building?
She does mention that this is likely a pocket dimension, and so teleporting it out of it is likely impossible. You can teleport around within it, but not out of it.
We don't have anything like that to teleport. That's like way beyond us.
Yeah, you guys won't get that till like your level 7 at most. 7 or 8 or something like that.
Could one of us like lure some of the incubi and succubi into a room with them and just like chatting with them while a couple of the others grab Jack and get out, and then the other person has to make their way out after?
She did say there is no like separate like isolated rooms. It's all it's so there. She says basically there's an entrance room where you will be directed to deposit all weapons, spellcasting foci into a locker on one side. You'll then be able to go into the actual club, which is then just 2 floors, which are kind of combined and open in the center. So effectively, it's really just it's kind of like 2 rooms, like the entrance and then the actual club itself.
Hey, so what are we doing right now? Am I still
know,
like hands
what's our
in
play here?
the creature's guts, dissecting it, and we're planning
I will let you decide that. I will let you decide that.
Because like yeah, so you guys went to this festival, and then you came back, and now we're talking about murder, revenge.
I'm gonna say if you guys are still
Well, are we
dissecting it, Bunda will be passed out on the ground still.
Yeah, that's fine though. Bundo's always like in some state of, it's better. It's better because I know where he is if he's passed out. So
yeah,
I'm okay with
and,
it. He had a long night.
Long night. He tried to taste the end of that thing's tail.
Hey, stop it! What's this?
I'll, like rip out another organ.
Roll a D10 for me, or D12.
Okay.
We'll see what organ you rip out.
No one actually expects Garth to learn anything from his approach, right?
What? Garth isn't
we'll
an
find out.
idiot.
Garth's not an idiot. Yeah.
So,
Garth's actually incredibly wise. Garth is literally the wisest one out of all of you guys.
He just kind of, doesn't have a sophisticated mannerism about what he does. I mean, he's a hobgoblin,
What does medicine rely on again?
He's a bugbear.
Oh,
He's
right.
not a hobgoblin.
Fuck,
Hobgoblin would
Jesus.
be all sophisticated, get your scalpels out, whatever. And he's like, no, this is like I'm gonna skin this creature,
has Nike found any use for any of the organs or anything from this creature yet?
Yes, yeah, he posted that.
Yeah, he has some ideas for him. You can't get all of them. Like all the parts will like try to work into other things, and then he will. And these are perspective ideas of what he could try to make out of them. Like they're not guaranteed. Rolls a 1. You pull out you just pull out what looks to be like a deflated like looking sack, and she just goes, that would be the stomach. It looks to be nothing.
What does it eat?
Stomach. There's nothing in it. There's not even like a liquid or a bile in it. It's actually kind of odd. Like it is literally where it is at, and the shape of it looks like it should be a stomach. But it's completely deflated and just it's like a deflated balloon. Like there's no liquid, there's no bile, there's no like digestive fluid. It came out surprisingly with ease.
I put it in the pile of the useless gunk, as opposed to the poisonous fun gunk that we pulled out.
And it's also just kind of for like everyone else's kind of more visual representation. The exterior of this creature is very like black, kind of has like some hues of blue and purple, but it's all like this very very oily like texture to like its outer skin. But inside, it's like this, like white, slight tint of yellowish green type of like blood and goo, and its organs all have that same type of hint. And it almost looks like a super like a lot of the organs in there look like a super pale, like wrinkly, like stuck in water for way too long, like flesh. Like it's just like oddly wrinkled, oddly pulled together. David just did not like that explanation and quit.
That's terrifying.
So I'm still kind of thinking about like the Jack thing because he's a magic user, right? So
from what you guys gathered from Sonic, he's a Jack.
He's smart.
Is there any way to get magic inhibiting like handcuffs or something?
They do exist. They are hard to get and they are expensive. But they do exist if you guys want to go out and look for them.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, I wonder if any of the stuff we have could be used to make something or to make something kind of to similar. Or
it generally has to have some ruins on the side of it. And to have it created, like you guys make it, it takes quite a bit of time. Talking with Nike and with Sonnet, you probably won't have enough time for Nike to make any, basically, like, what's the word for it? Anti-magic cuffs? Anti-magic, what are they called?
Manacles.
Manacles. Not manacles.
Bindings.
Bindings. There we go. Anti-magic bindings, yeah.
Between Nike, because Bundo is pretty good with, like, poisons and stuff in this creature.
Bundo's currently unconscious.
Well, I know, but... Yeah, but because he's unconscious because of the dog thing, right? Because he touched it or ate something or licked it or...
Garth, I think.
Oh.
Oh, Bundo did.
Oh, he did look at it, okay.
Yeah, Bundo looked at it and he's currently passed out on the ground.
Well, between him and Nike, because we have to turn in our weapons or whatever, but are you allowed to wear, like, jewelry into these parties? So could we take something from that dog or whatever and put it on, like, a ring or something that you can pop off the cap and just, like, stab Jack with it very gently? Like, if you go to shake his hand or something that makes him pass out. Like, turn your ring inside out and shake his hand, pokes him on the hand, he just goes, nap time.
Let's see here. Give me just a sec.
Well, here, squelch. Here, so we're talking about the how, but we don't know the what of what we're gonna do. Do we?
Are we gonna interrogate him or
the
like
guy, interrogate him there, or do we just want to kill him? Sonnet, is there any chance that we can get information from this guy? Do you think he might sell out the rest of these assholes, that kind of thing?
He was kind of the, what's the word for it? Most poorly treated out of the group. Like, they all kind of just, like, put a lot of, mundane responsibilities on him. So he might have some harsh feelings towards them that they might be able to, you might be able to get some information, if you can convince him one way or another. I do strongly suggest not letting him live, after, interrogation. Let me roll one more time with advantage since you guys are all helping Nike think about this. Yeah, Nike's... that's D100, hold on. Okay. So Nike's thinking one way, and we'll say Tyra, since you're kind of the one thinking of it, you kind of direct him in a better pathway, and you guys can come up with basically means where you can like take some of the barbs. It looks like some of the barbs within the there's actually barbs within the tentacles themselves as well, and you can either make like Oriental style like hair ties, like hair sticks, with them, which would be usable as a thrown weapon as well. You can either make it something like that or some other type of way to have like those sticks as a fashion ornament instead.
And that would be Dex, right?
It would be a dex. It'd be a dex throw, yeah.
Okay, I mean, that would probably work, and I have pretty decent Dex, so we could start exploring that avenue. But I thought Jack was the one because I remember we were saying like the lion guy, the Leonid, seemed like he was presenting himself as the leader, but it seemed like everyone also kind of deferred to Jack, if I'm remembering correctly, or was that someone else?
Jester. It was Jester.
Oh, the Jester. Sorry.
Not Jack. Yeah, Jack he was the one that, he always seemed like he tried to either place things on the loose side, and then everyone kind of like just rolled their eyes at Jack a lot, at the stuff he tried to do. So, it seems like kind of, Sana has a little bit more information. Let me see how much she'll diverge here. None. Sana doesn't want to give you any more information that she already has on Jack, apparently. She'll give you a bare minimum of, Jack seems to be more of like a title as well. At least that's kind of how she's interpreted it, as doing a little bit of her own research on the suits previously before she, started and joined up the group. Jack has been associated with a giant in the past, a Goliath in the past, also been associated with a half-elf, a human, and hold on, let me go to my notes one more time. There's giant Goliath, half-elf, human, and what was it? Oh wait, it was just those four, and with the last one being a halfling. So like, and this is over of a span of about 200 years or so, that she's like kind of like grabbed up information of where the guy that's been associated with the Jack of Clubs has been like these different races.
Hey, this is more like how we're gonna do this, but I had an idea. So I've been working with Nike, and I think I can pull off a bit of extra dimensional magic.
What?
Yeah, I was messing with ropes before. We figured out how to have rope kind of pull into like a nothing space.
Yes, it's like and Nike pulls his hands out of his yes, and he kind of he holds up like a string of entrail, and that's kind of like a visual aid for you, Garth, as you're he's holding it.
Yeah, exactly like that. But it's a big enough space that we could actually be in there, beat the shit out of him, interrogate him, do whatever, and then we could leave him up into the fucking space, and then we leave, and then when the spell dissipates, then it'll poop him out, But we're long gone at that point.
Yes, it's a very, very cool spell.
Rope trick, by the way, meta.
Yeah. I grabbed that whenever you were talking about it. I was like, I don't remember us talking about that, and then you explained the rope trick.
Only thing is, it only lasts an hour. But as long as we don't get attacked on the way out, I can maintain it, I think. No, actually, it's not concentration.
It's not concentration. Sana speaks up and goes, an hour should be plenty enough time to kill somebody.
Well, could you put us inside the pocket, take us into the building with you?
No, the pocket is this where you place it, sadly.
So this will.
He's a halfling, right? He'll fit in a bag of holding, right?
Yeah, Jack is a halfling. A human would fit that a bag of holding.
Oh,
Sure.
I mean, still though, halflings will definitely fit then.
Yeah, he just only has 10 minutes of breath time.
Yeah, we can get him out of the building in 10 minutes, right?
Even if we can't, what's the big deal?
I fucking say we get in, we go in fucking fast, I drop a fog cloud down and shove him in the bag, get out, and take him to a second location.
We could do that too. But wouldn't they, if they're screening for weapons, wouldn't they be screening for like magical items, like bags of holding that could house like?
Even that they would do.
Everyone's backpacks before you go into the.
Actually, now that you say that,
I mean,
they may not. They may actually have to physically hold on to your bag of holding, as the lockers that they hold your items in are also pocket dimensions.
Got it.
And storing them within the two will likely cause, catastrophic events.
See, I did not realize that they would take even the bag of holding.
It's not as they would take it not because
safety.
They don't know what's in it. Jack's not stupid. He understands these magical items. If there's any other club, you could easily get him with a bag of holding. But with this one, they'll likely screen it and take that away. They, however, will not store it within the other pocket dimensions. She goes to explain what these little lockers are, and for meta knowledge, they are essentially, I believe Khalil knows what this is, a many-handed pouch. It's several many-handed pouches. So like you can throw it in one area, and then that one pocket dimension has access from a whole bunch of different directions. So she kind of explains like the drop-off area. You go off to the right. You drop it off in a locker, and then when you leave, you actually go to the left and pull out of the corresponding locker on the left-hand side, and all your stuff's still there. Like it's basically it's 2 points tied to the same pocket dimension. She does speak up. Maybe we can do something along the lines of hacking that pocket dimension. Maybe there's another location where we can access things from the locker within there. Just something of thought. However, they will not put a bag of holding within there, as it will cause a tear to the astral plane, which, yeah.
That doesn't sound fun.
That sounds terrifying.
Sonic gives her best rendition of without moving her face at all, a smile.
All right, so when are we doing this? Let's talk about the win.
When
are we talking about doing this right now? Like, how is everybody feeling? And when was the last time we long rested?
You guys will have a long rest before you guys go in there.
Okay.
So you guys will start this off with a long rest.
You said it spontaneously, like, just appears somewhere, right?
Correct. So she knows where it is right now, and it lasts there for about a week. So you guys have about a week's time frame to get, like, any time within the week, you guys can head over to there.
Are we talking about doing this session?
Ideally, if you guys, it's whenever you guys want to do it. If you guys want to do some more prep and setup before you guys head in there. But
I think while we have everybody here, we should try to go for it.
Yeah, I think we kill this guy, and the next session we go talk about those like shadow sword things with the black people.
I'm down.
So you guys do have, you guys have roughly, I guess now it's about 6 days of prep time for anything else you guys want to do. So if you guys want something that could be rapidly made, you can have Night and them do it. If you want to go out and purchase some more items before you guys head out and do this, we could do that real quick. We don't have to RP. You could just kind of like let me know and explain, and we could try to find some stuff.
Is there a specific style of dress that's going to make us fit in a little better?
So the area that this is in is going to be the bridge point between the middle and upper district. So something a little on the nicer side.
Okay.
However, with this, it's not like a formal ball. She explains that you want clothes that you can move around a bit. She also explains this is a club that she's never really been to. As she describes it, you guys find this idea of what she's talking about, and the music that she's heard in there is like completely alien. Meta-wise, this is a rave.
Dubstep.
Okay.
Yes, this is 100% a rave. It is super unique, and no one really, like, in this area, no one has ever like experienced or seen anything like it, and that's why it's
a pop-up rave.
Pop-up raves.
So dress sexy
and
is
he's
what
the DJ.
Dress sexy, but also like in clothes you can move around in, and not like super like fancy sexy.
You're telling me we're about
draw attention there?
You guys are about to rob Deadmau5.
I was gonna say, are we about to go in and take Deadmau5 into like a pocket dimension, beat the shit out of him, and then just leave as if no one's? Oh God, we need a better plan.
You're gonna beat the shit out of him and kill him.
Steal the stupid mouse head, and then no one will know, because no one knows what he looks like.
It is correct. No one knows what Jack looks like.
Oh, true, yeah, he does wear that stupid mask.
Tell me this.
really do. I do.
Garth, this pocket dimension you're talking about, can we pull the rope back into it?
Yep.
Okay, so here's what I suggest. We wait for like a build-up in his music, and then when like the beat, like the bass drops, I can fog cloud, and we'll take him into that pocket dimension, pull the rope up, and by the time that the fog cloud goes away, they'll have no idea where we are.
The only problem is, about an hour later, we're moving about. We're like right above the stage.
I do it again.
But honestly, like, I'm a human, so, like, I'm very general. Like, I could literally probably just go to the regular place and just dye my hair a different color. I know, but he thinks we're dead, so if you have a different hair color and, like, makeup or whatever.
He's not looking for you.
Right. But, I mean, if I change,
so as long as you don't like it.
Or, well, up to him and we're like, oh shit, let's get that chance out. You know, like, oh, I've never seen you before. Why are you killing me? Aha! Also, you go in disguise as one thing and then drop
on YouTube and he says the music is like extremely loud on YouTube.
So
yeah,
it was probably when I started playing Groovy. Sorry.
It is. Groovy side adjusted on my other one, so I'll turn it down to. We'll turn it down to like 20. So if you turn it back on.
Are any of us watching the stream?
Maybe I have it live on my screen here.
Oh, okay.
I'm obviously not listening to it because that would be. I tried it before and it's incredibly disorienting.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Dallin.
Yes, thank you, Dallin. I was gonna say something before that. I don't remember what. Oh yeah. Sana also mentions the that the center area of the dance floor is the time that she was there, and what she's kind of heard and picked up is that it is always packed. Like regardless of how many people she's seen come in, like that area in the middle is always packed with people.
How long do these things tend to last? Like, is it like an all-night thing?
All night. Generally until the sun starts to rise.
Is there a possibility of being able to like go there a night before to case the joint?
Yeah, yeah. You, like I said, you guys have 6 days to prep. If you guys want to go in the night before, kind of looking around before you do anything, you guys can.
Well,
yeah.
How you feeling about doing a little recon, buddy?
We can do it. Let's do it.
What if we did a dimension in like the middle of the dance floor?
What if you did what? Oh, the rope dimension?
Yeah, because if it's already
in there
full of people, I know, but if he's in there, or we could pull him to the center. Then when we come back out, people aren't going to notice if there's like, I mean, no more so than usual, especially if it's like a rave and already really chaotic anyways.
Yeah, but we're like dropping from the ceiling.
Yeah, and Sonnet says that she's never seen Jack actually come off the stage. He goes backstage occasionally, but he does not ever come back forward.
How far away is the stage from the dance floor?
Not far, like maybe 10 feet. It's risen about 7 feet though.
So well, Fog Cloud has a radius of 20 feet, so
You'd
that's
easily be able to cover it. Yeah.
I also can cast Fog Cloud if we need more coverage.
As you guys talk about this fog cloud thing, Sonnet speaks up, and the only person probably he would think that something was off, or would know that something was off, would be Jack himself. Whenever the fog cloud erupts, there are so many different effects that happen during these raves. From what I've heard, that they'll just think it's part of it.
Would any of us have seen something like this, like a rave before?
You guys have never heard of this before.
Should we maybe leave someone out of the pocket dimension just to kind of keep watch and make sure everything's going well, and then to cast fog cloud or whatever when the hour time comes up or whatever?
We can see out of it. They just can't see us.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I didn't know.
Here, let me. So yeah. Garth would go into the spell a little bit more, maybe even cast it, show you guys.
Yeah, you'd be able to cast it and still have your long rest before you guys actually.
So yeah. While we're talking about it, like trying to discuss it, he casts it right there, and he climbs up this rope, all the way up to the ceiling, as high as it can go. Really, it can go up to 60 feet.
Yeah.
As long as
the caster wants. Yes, as long as the caster wants it to be.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, as long as the rope is as well. So.
Let me show you guys. And yeah, he like takes this rope out of his bag and throws it as high up as he can get up, and then like it just kind of sticks up to the ceiling and climbs up to, and like the ceiling looks totally fine, and he gets up there and he just disappears.
Once he gets to the end of the rope, like he just like disappears like past it. It's as if like he like got on top of like a roof of something or like another passage, but like there's not one physically there.
And then he sticks his head out and then he's like, "Hey guys, come on up!" And then
Night goes. Does anyone else go up with him?
Yeah, I'll fly up there.
Fun part about rope trick: you have to climb up the rope.
Really? Well, can I just hold the rope and fly up?
You have to hold the rope to get in.
All right, yeah, I'll just.
So, since Chika's going first, Chika, right before you grab the rope, Knight goes, Garth didn't wash his hands, and you grab the rope, and it's just sticky.
It is pretty sticky. There's like blood all the way up.
That milky synthetic blood all over on the rope.
I don't even go any further. I back away and go wipe my hands off on something.
I'll climb up the rope anyways.
All right. And so, yeah, Tyra, you see that you get up on top, and it's like you can kind of see where, let's say, for you to walk and such up top, and I believe it's like a dome, isn't it?
It's like a 12 by. It's not. It doesn't give us dimensions, but it says that like 8 medium-sized creatures can fit in here, so it's like a small room. But like, yeah, there wouldn't be like walls to it or anything. Like it would just be like this, amorphous shape size where it's like you kind of start to feel the boundaries, but you don't. Like it's just black, but you do see like a 3 foot by 5 foot square window, centered around the rope. Yeah, facing down.
So
and you can see the entire room down there and everything.
Yeah, so you can, once you get up in it, it's like you enter into like Garth was just saying, a kind of a dark room. And you look down and you could see, the whole room below you guys. So,
so who all came up?
Right now, I think it's just Tyra.
Okay. So yeah, watch this. And he pulls up the rope, and the rope just disappears from down there. And then, can you guys see anything? And then he sticks his head out. All right, tell me if you guys can see anything or hear anything.
Go to make a perception check, Chika.
All right, so I'm just gonna start making a bunch of noise, banging on pots and pans up in the dimensional space. Poor Tyra, yeah.
Yeah, poor me, just sitting there plugging my ears, like, oh my gosh.
Make some noise! You're a bard, dude. Make some stuff. Let's just.
I start singing my song about poor what's his bucket
that's alive.
Yeah.
Dead Elrin that's actually alive. 15. You don't hear or see shit. It's completely silent for you. Like there's no sound coming out.
Garth is getting kind of like winded, just like banging, trying to keep a beat here, but just like, yeah.
Slowly going
like these pots and pans are like dented. You're just banging on them so hard.
Cast iron, so they're heavy.
Okay,
So
how
I'm
do
gonna
we
drop
plan from here, Garth.
I'm gonna drop the pots down the hole, see what happens.
Down the hole?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So you drop the pots and then they fall out of the hole because you dropped them where the window was. If you
Okay.
drop them on the side, they'll stay. But if you drop them where the window is, they'll fall through.
Yeah. All right, and then I'm gonna like leave something in there to see what happens to it.
Okay. Do you guys both go down there and just drop the spell?
Yeah, I dropped the rope down and I come down.
Okay.
Do you guys hear anything?
Is it sticky in the room?
No, it's I can't even describe it. It's like pure nothing but like something.
The stickiness.
It's like yeah, there's like an absence of stick. It's like just
That's ideal.
yeah.
It's the cleanest place Garth has ever been.
It's kind of unsettling. It's like
There's like nothing.
Where am I? How do I know? No, it's great though. Hey, yeah, you guys should have come up. What'd you think, Tyra?
Interesting. Definitely a good place to do whatever, as long as we don't accidentally drop them out of the hole. But what happened to the stuff that you left up there?
So yeah, he drops the spell.
And what did you leave up there?
More pots and pans. Well, what would I have on me? Let's see. I don't have any more dead cats.
Intestine or something.
Yeah. It would just be like some intestinal parts. The goo pile that it was just the waste pile.
The ceiling just looks like it gets eviscerated.
Kind of wanted to have a living creature up there, see what happened, but you know.
Right. As he drops the spell, I need all of you guys to roll a d4 for me.
Oh shit.
All right.
Oh Lord. Oh no.
It's gonna be Cheekid. Cheekid. All those intestines that Garth left up there just fall on top of you.
Nickelodeon, bro. You got slimed.
Yes. And that goes, yeah, so anything you leave will just kind of like fall.
Does it look like it's all intact? Like
yeah, it's all intact.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty much how I left it, right? It just gooed down. So, yeah, okay. I wonder what my space will look like, though, after that stuff's been up in there. I think it'll still be the absence of stickiness up there. I'm not sure.
I still think we should have someone on the outside to like throw up an illusion just in case as you guys come out of it or whatever.
I've left, by the way. I've gone to go clean myself off. Like said nothing. I just walk away.
You can cast
dirty bird
out through the window.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. I believe you can. Can't you?
Yeah, you can stick your hand out and cast.
Yeah, you can stick your hand out and such. So
the only problem is communication. I'm not sure we'll be able to communicate to each other outside and inside fully without sticking heads out and drawing attention to ourselves.
You'd have to like stick your hand out whenever you're casting a message if you want to cast a message to somebody.
But I do like the idea of a lookout, but it might like compromise our situation a little bit. I don't know. Let's check out the backstage, see if we can get to the backstage, and then like how feasible it is. I mean, there's gonna be ropes. If it's like a normal stage, there's like ropes and harps and sandbags and props and stuff.
So we should definitely go, even if we just go in like groups of 2 or whatever. 2 or 3 nights this week just to kind of get a feel for it. So
yeah,
down for that. Sunset is the least likely to be recognized, so he's down to go.
right. So, where is? There it is. Okay. So, you guys gonna go ahead? Do you guys need anything else before you guys head out to the first watch, or no? If you guys want to do like a watch first and then come back and see if you guys want to purchase any things before you guys go any further.
Yeah, I think we should go do our stakeout and then come back. And I totally want Mason's brother's glorious mustache, but you know.
You'll never have it.
All right.
Never,
so,
ever, ever.
Move you guys' stuff over to here. You know, actually, for the first part, I think I might do more of a theater of a mind part.
Okay.
Um,
Can I send Frederick into like the back rooms as well, just to check out what kind of like security there is?
yeah,
Things like that.
As Sonnet explained earlier, there is only effectively 2 rooms.
Okay.
There is like a little curtain area, but other than that, there's not much.
Gotcha.
So no, I'll show it off. Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. Right? Yeah, that's fun. All right.
That's good.
Go
Let's do
ah!
it.
Oh my god! Freaking do it!
So we're going to stop. And so, where'd it go? There we go. I'm gonna make it quieter. Not that quiet.
Garth is
Alright,
gonna use
Make it even more
disguise self
quiet.
to turn into like a really big hulking orc,
Okay.
but like he's pretty fancy and hairless, and his tusks are like decorated, and yeah.
I will disguise myself as just a very classy looking elf with like long blonde hair.
Okay. So we got an orc, classic looking orc, classic looking elf. Tyra, how does your character look if you're disguising them?
Can I go? Well, because it's just an illusion. So can I go for a I guess if I want to be the same general size and shape, probably a human male, about the same height, probably relatively thin, so similar body shape.
Okay. Anything else elaborate you guys want to go on before you guys go in?
And by classy, Garth means like orc prostitute, just like orc gigolo, like shirtless.
All right,
Like,
so he's shirtless. He's got like this
really tight
wrapped gold
breeches.
chain. Yeah, and he's got like this gold chain with an orc like an orc symbol.
Yeah,
Or
the
what
fertility
you wanna call it.
goddess
Yeah,
symbol.
fertility god symbol.
Yeah.
You have clothes entirely from the waist down except for your genitals.
He's Donald Ducking it. He's just Donald Ducking it.
He's Donald Duck. Yeah.
No, I did say breeches. He's wearing
You did say
breeches.
All right. I got to reset Fog of War because I was testing this.
Sunset does not have the ability to disguise, but since has changed, I'm just gonna be wearing just a low key clothes. So I took off my samurai clothes.
Okay, and just wearing more of a standard.
Yeah.
Type.
Typical
Oh, and I want a boa.
I'm in tight leather pants because why not?
Nice. Alrighty, so as
The best.
You guys can actually.
Tyra is Jeff Goldblum.
You see like a door here, and on the outside of this area, I don't have it all cool and decorated, but there's like, it just says Jax up top. It actually has the caltrop looking like game Jax looking
Oh shit!
toy things like below it. And like it almost seems weird how this door is like set, because like the brick just kind of like ends and then like this door and decoration starts. It's not like was masonry in, if that makes sense. So as you guys enter in, the music becomes just a little bit louder, and nothing refreshes on the stream site, so that's cool. Can you guys see? No, because there's no lights in this room, because I'm stupid. Hold on, I get to light the scene while we're playing.
Nice.
Monitor.
Can I hit this?
Hey, big boy.
All right. Sorry, I'm putting lights in the scene. Did I get lights anywhere else? I didn't. I've ruined everything, everybody.
Unbelievable.
Who is this guy? All right. Go ahead and do a refresh, and the lights should refresh for you guys.
I can see it. I'm
But yeah,
looking
you
at
have
the
dark vision.
monitor.
Can't.
You guys have dark vision, I think.
I'm refreshing. Do 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 do. Oh, is that copyrighted?
Is that a Minotaur?
That is a Minotaur. There's a massive Minotaur standing in front of a strange-looking, like, glass, almost like a glass window that's curved, but there are like symbols and runes on the front of it. And as you guys walk in, like, you can almost see yourselves in the reflection of it, and things like light up on you guys. Are you guys carrying any weapons or anything like that on you right now?
I would have left.
No.
I would have, probably not have
Except
done
for
that.
like a dagger.
All right. If you have the dagger, I need you to make a sleight of hand for when you tried to hide it.
I know. I'm gonna deposit it.
Okay. So, since you are aware of the dagger that you have on you, and because your passive perception's so high, Garth, you would actually notice that, like, where you have the dagger hidden, like, in your reflection as you're walking towards the Minotaur there, it actually, like, a square kind of, like, appears over where the dagger is kind of, like, sat. The Minotaur, like, looks at you and goes, all right, please deposit your items or any kind of magical things within the lockers to your right, and he points you over to the right-hand side, towards this gray area here. It's like a curtain to your right. You guys head that way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just move you my
Yeah, I do.
save. For some reason, it's not updating on the stream.
Well,
So
because it says
only-
the game is paused on my
Yeah, it
end.
says
Right.
game pause.
Maybe that
Only my dagger showed up on the scan. Like, what
That's
about?
all you had weapon-wise.
Okay, what about what about the walking weapon himself?
He did not show
yeah,
up as a digger.
Sunset.
He seemed to look at Sunset a little like stronger in general, but he did not like say like you have to leave your arms, your lower jaw, and your tail here. So it might be that he noticed it, like the Minotaur noticed it physically, but he did not tell him that he has to remove those things. And
Did he
sounds oddly
notice-
complimentary.
Did he notice Sunset tapping his heels as he walked away?
No. Oh, I hit the wrong button on this. Hold on stream. I accidentally refreshed the wrong screen.
So there's one point to the fast and excessively violent possibility.
Should
Which
refresh
I'm
it.
all for, by the way. I really like that idea. Just like an ambush. Bam, 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 bam.
So you
Yeah.
guys can see everything just fine though, correct? In here, it's just the
Uh,
sound having issue?
No,
No, all I see is the Minotaur room.
Minotaur room.
Awesome.
I can see the little side.
I
room.
refreshed. Yeah, I refreshed and I'm in the side room now.
Let me see if I can if I transition this to daylight. And then let me edit the scene real quick. Sorry, guys.
I'm in the side room
No
now.
problem.
Activate global illumination. That's what's going on.
I love where I will like dancing on stream, except for Mason.
Got some music
I'm not
going.
gonna dance. I will never dance.
Oh,
Never have, never
never-
will.
Dance
He's
again.
never gonna dance again.
You're never gonna dance again? Yeah.
Can
I mean, you can dance if you want to.
These
You can
guilty feet have
finish.
got no rhythm.
All right. So, do you guys deposit your items in a locker here?
I do.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you deposit whichever weapons you have, and you close the locker, a small little like geometric stone with a color, like it's kind of like the geometric shape is specific to each like locker position area, like each like locker like cluster, and then the color is specific to the locker on that cluster. So we'll say Garth, the one you put yours in is a pyramid, a four-sided pyramid, green like gem that pops out.
Oh, it's like my token.
This is your
Oh.
token. This is your key to get your stuff back on the other side. All right. So that's what's in this room. Let's not draw more lights. Let's actually move characters again. And as you guys come back on the other side, man, the stream just does not want to update what's happening on screen, and it makes me sad. Even with it unpaused.
And that makes me sad.
Or whatever, it's because I have so many things going. But as you guys are getting closer, the music itself is also getting louder as you guys move closer to these main doors here. The Minotaur kind of looks back at you guys, gives you like a little like gruff, like little like snort or something like that, like go on in. And you guys make your way, and as you guys enter in this room, it is loud as shit. It is super freaking loud. I don't have, because I didn't want to like populate the whole thing with just a whole bunch of tokens, but this center room area here, I'll wait for the stream to catch up. This center room area here, the reason why it has like the weird terrain covers there is because it is filled with people. Like obviously it's filled that way, but it is like actually blocking
visibility.
Vision.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me refresh. Hold on.
I think I know what's causing that. It's probably because of all these terrain walls I put in.
Oh,
here.
there we go.
Yeah. Those fucks with stuff.
It's probably trying to relight everything. So I'll clear it, but anything with on the white tiles, you have disadvantage on like perception checks and such.
Because all the sound and
yeah. Also, as you guys move into here, I want everyone to make a perception check. I refreshed the wrong page again. Sorry, not a I said perception check. I meant a wisdom save. Sorry, make a wisdom save. All right. Sunset's good. The only person who's going to have a bit of an issue is going to be you, Tyra. You are being taken away by the music, and it's not like everyone else. You guys all don't feel like anything's really happened. You kind of like feel a strange pull to like, you know, to dance to the tunes that are going on. Tyra, you just want to go into that dance floor right now.
It's the bard in me who's susceptible to being like, oh shit, yeah, let's get rocking.
This isn't updating properly still because it just hates me. I don't know if you guys can see the full stage clear now or not.
I can, yeah.
Like,
Move your character. Just like drag your character a little bit.
Yeah, it'll reset all the lights and everything.
Oh, you're so right. Look at that. It's beautiful.
So, Tyra's moved to the center of the stage. Just as a quick breakdown of what you guys can see in here. On either side, there looks to be 3 on either side of like very well like leather upholstery type cushions with tables and such.
Mm-hmm.
There is a couple of conversations happening between people in these. You can't really hear it because of how loud it is. You do see on this floor, looking like straight ahead, you see a incubi. Well, that's a succubi and an incubi, and they're inside these like dance cages, and they're just dancing away inside these cages. Up front, you actually see 2 jacks.
Oh shit!
And they are both operating this strange like. One of them has like these 2 like discs that he's like one like he's moving and scratching and like and spinning around, and then he's pulling a disc off of one and putting on another one. He's changing stuff around. The other one has like this huge, strange looking board with a whole bunch of rivets, cut through it with gems that he's moving up and down. And as he moves it up and down, and as he's pressing buttons, like the audio is just like the music is loud in here. You've never heard music this loud. You never felt and understood what bass meant until you came into this room. The you see 4 huge wooden boxes pointing towards the audience, and they seem to be covered on the front with like a thin leather or a thin cloth type material that is just shaking to the beat. These are IRL speakers, basically. He's got like basically a full-blown massive dance setup going on, and in the center, up above, as you guys kind of look up into this room, you actually see 3 on either sides for a total of 6 more cages where you assume more people are dancing within. And in the center is also a couple of like gem covered balls that are like just shining light everywhere. Tyra and Cheekid, since you guys have more of a magic background, you understand that this is casting like a modified form of, I believe it's hypnotic lights or not dancing lights. I think it's hypnotic lights or hypnotic spray or something like that. But it's like a modified form of that, and you see some people are just like they're like accepting the enchantment spell to just get lost in it, and they're just dancing to this
pattern.
This pattern, hypnotic pattern. Thank you. That's what it is. Tyra, you have passive perception of 13. While you're in there, go ahead and make another perception check at disadvantage for me. If you could. Can I do a right click on that? No, that would be cool. That's a good roll, but you gotta roll one more time to take the lower of the two.
Disadvantageous.
6. You are still caught up in the moment. You think something strange catches your eye for a little bit, but then it just like passes away because this is a good beat.
It's a banger.
Yeah, for the most part down here, you guys don't really see much else. You do see that a couple of these guys have drinks, and every now and then a succubi will come by with like a or an incubi, one of the two will come by with a platter of drinks that they're like topping off these guys' drinks, and they go back up the stairs located on the flanks
Is
over
it
here.
odd that the incubi and the succubi are like waiters, like service? Like, is this like, wow, like you pulled that off to get these powerful creatures to be friggin'
It is odd. I will say, and a couple of you guys, those who are not cast up in the spell, I'll let Tyra do another save here in just a minute. Cheekid, go ahead.
Yes.
Actually, and Garth. Cheekid and Garth, you guys both do. You either do a. Let's see here. Trying to think of what the check would be. Do an Arcana check or a Religion check. One of the two. Whichever one you're better with.
It's the same because it's both end.
Cheekid got a 20 and 19. So with Religion, Garth, you would know, like, you're correct. Like, there's no way that these guys would just be, like, akin to being just a waiter of sorts. And so there's something off about them. And as you talk with this with Cheekid...
They, like, charmed?
As you talk with this with Cheekid, everything's kind of lining up. You've heard of a spell like this. It's generally a high-level spellcaster does this, but this looks to be probably a pocket dimension, and these incubi and succubi are not real. These are like servants that are conjured with this pocket dimension.
Oh, so
Do I notice the same thing about the jacks on the stage? Do they look like they're also not real?
You can't tell if they're real or not. But you would know, like, simply for the incubi and the succubi, like, you can't tell if those either one of those jacks are, like, they're physically real, like they're corporeal. You could touch them, but they're not. Like, for the incubi, they don't have, like, their, meta speaking, they don't have their stat blocks. You know, they're not actually incubi and succubi.
Gotcha.
It's the equivalent of burly men in Old Town Scottsdale dressing up as the incubi.
It's even weaker than that. It's more like think of it as like a digital projection that has like somewhat physical edge to it, but like if you slap it hard enough, it just disappears.
Oh, God! It's
invisible servant with a
that's
succubi sheet laid over the top.
So really,
Exactly.
So the only people we'd have to worry really about fighting would be Jack, and then maybe the Minotaur.
The Minotaur was definitely real. So the only, like, you don't think any of these incubi or succubi are actually like dangerous. They're not like what they appear to be.
Yeah.
But
Hey, Cheeky.
Yeah, go for it.
So yeah, we're kind of conferring with each other, and like I'm like, hey, this doesn't make any sense that they be bussers. And like, you know, you point out the magical side of it, and we kind of come to the conclusion. And then, hey, can you get Frederick up on stage? See if we can touch one of the jacks.
He kind of climbs out of my feathers onto my shoulder, and I look at him. And I'm like, yeah, he can definitely do that. And I'll just have him go and check it out up there.
Okay. You have two options to get him up there. You have the dangerous path where he has to try to go like around on the floor of this dance area that's just wild and crazy, and he might get stepped on. Or you can have it go against the wall, but it's going to take some time.
Is it
That's so
possible
behind you
that
wanted your attention.
is it possible that I could like just move my way up there and
you
just
can make it a little bit
kind of
easier.
let him kind of crawl off of me up here?
Yeah, I think your grandpa was trying to get your attention, by the way.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he just stepped away. But if you want to go talk with him, I was gonna say if you're gonna kind of like safely move him that way, if someone else wants to do something else to investigate another area, they can while you're kind of setting Frederick up for that.
Gotcha.
Can I try to do another save to get myself out of the spell?
Yep, you would be set for the save now. It's not a high save, so go ahead and try for it again.
That's wisdom, right?
It'd be a wisdom save, yeah.
Garth wants to kind of check out the other patrons. Like now that they know that the incubi and succubi are
Not,
illusions, he wants to see if there's anybody else that's real here. Like, is the crowd real?
Okay.
And the other
and that's high
patron-
enough, Tyra. It's a very low on that. You literally hit right at the bottom of it.
Woo!
You do pass even with an 8. Garth, go ahead and make a perception check while you're investigating around. And then we'll take whatever's higher. Your passive's higher at 16. So, you do look around and kind of like, as you're kind of pacing the edge, you like kind of like, as an orc, you kind of like dance a little bit at the edge of the dance floor as you kind of like look through.
Yeah, no, like he's trying to be like this suave, like I fit in here, but like his instinct to hide is also like combating this. So like
Just,
everyone
like,
does some awkward dances or what he thinks is smooth moves, and then just like hides behind pillars, and then like comes out and like shimmies a little bit. And
Okay, so as you move through, you do see just to kind of like more dress up the scene. You see a group of kobolds over here. There is a noble that's sitting there with 2 very dangerous looking guards that's sitting there. The noble is just kind of like enjoying his time here. There looks to be 2. One is a mage, right? So like a very common, almost like an artificer type person, as well as like a scholarly type wizard looking person. They look to be discussing actual like wizard stuff, but they have just a pile of drinks. Like they have like a layer of drinks, like these glass like drinks, and then a layer on top of them.
oh
And
wow,
like they are smashed, and they're trying to talk like magical theory to each other in this club.
like random spells on fucking napkins and shit.
Yeah, that's exactly. But like they're too drunk that they can't get like the stuff correct. It's like one of them was asking the other one for advice on something, and maybe you think it might have been like an attempted date, but then now they're both too smashed for anything to happen. Over on the opposite side, Sunset will see you kind of like group up with Garth at this point. You just see some like very out of place looking warrior type not creatures, but humanoids. One of them is still like, he doesn't have his weapon like he's holding there, but he's still in his plate armor as he's sitting there. Looks very uncomfortable, and like the leather seat that he's sitting is like pushed in super low because of how heavy his armor that he's wearing is. And then beside him is another person who seems to be like just kind of like playing with their nails, but they're both just silent and they're just kind of sitting there. You don't get you get the impression they might be waiting for someone more so than anything.
That's over by me.
That's over where you are up here, and Garth's kind of making his way over there.
Can I do an investigation or insight check on the like DJ rig, like the speakers and stuff, just to see if there's anything I can learn about that?
You bet. Go ahead and roll for. It's going to still be at disadvantage. A lot of perception type checks are going to be at disadvantage in this room because of all that noise and such. But yeah, if you want to do an insight to try to see if you can determine if one of them is fake or if both of them are fake, go ahead and roll for that. And while you're rolling, I'll continue with Garth's. That's a great one, but you have to do the disadvantage. And a 4. It's a bummer.
Wait, did it roll? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it did. You got 20 and then a 4.
So sad.
So you, Sunset, as you're looking, you think you start to like notice a strange pattern between the 2 of them, and then Garth comes up. And you're like, "Oh, hey, Garth!"
God damn it.
Garth, as you move on forward, you come across. This is a very rambunctious group of thugs. Rather than like glasses of like high alcohol. There's just a whole bunch. Same idea. Like the table's getting kind of like filled with flagons of beer, and they seem to be pointing towards and like shouting in the direction of the table of kobolds.
Oh, what race of people are these ruffians?
Mostly human. It looks like they're the human. Maybe. Let me do a dice roll quick. Yeah, so 3 of them are human. One of them's a half orc, and it looks like the leader of the group is also a human. Maybe like half human, half Goliath. Like he's pretty big.
Okay, and what I get the vibe that it's like gang war kind of stuff, like
I wouldn't
there's
say gang war.
animosity.
There's definitely animosity. Like they saw the group of kobolds, and just because of you being of the goblinoid type race and understand kind of more what a kobold would go through, it's likely not necessarily a gang war type thing, but more of like, hey, what the fuck are these kobolds doing? Not only like in this badass club where only like the elite should be because this is new and unique, but also in upper middle district. Like
Yeah, kobolds are
they're
lower end of.
Yeah. And not only that, but it's a group of kobolds, which also makes them a threat. Like,
Right.
a single kobold isn't a threat. A group of kobolds is terrifying.
Yeah.
So like they're like
something.
They're plotting something. They're being a little bit racist about this.
Can't trust a kobold.
All
right.
The final
That's
one
good
is just
to know.
like the final one is just a lone warforged that has like a beer in front of him, and he's just sitting there like watching the group in front. Like it's just a warforged all by himself, just chilling. He doesn't know what to do. It's like he found.
He's like watching over here.
He's sitting over here, and he seems out of his element, and he's by himself. So that's what you guys see on the first floor. Looking out, you can see some of the conversations happening. If you guys want to go up to the next floor, literally simply move your character to the top of the stairs, and it will teleport your character.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Garth wants to nudge.
I do need to add global illumination. Oh no, I did.
Sunset. Hey, you should go talk to that lonely warforged guy.
Yes, I had thought of talking with
Go
him
buy him a
myself,
drink.
but I feel like we want to make as least an imprint here as possible.
Well, yeah, but we need recons like you and him. You're warforged. He's warforged. He's all alone.
But in the event that he is not sympathetic to our cause, he may become an obstacle
We
nonetheless.
discuss cause. Like you get in there and you just like, hey, what's a warforged like you doing here? And you just talk about the place. You don't talk about what we want to do here. You know, it's just like, you got to sugar dick him a little bit.
Okay, fine. I will then talk to this Warforged. And Sunset goes over and sits down and says, "Hello, Warforged. I am scouting this place. What are you doing?"
As you sit down
Jesus
and you say that,
Christ.
the fellow warforged looks over at you and goes, I don't know why I'm here. I saw a door and it said Jack's Club and it looked kind of cool. And I came in and now I am too scared to leave.
You just found your best friend. You just found your best friend, David. And you didn't want to.
I'm just
Like-
saying, we might have to come back here and be incredibly violent. So the least attachments there is that's what I was thinking.
Oh, you were afraid to find a connection
afraid
in the event you
of-
had to murder this person later. Oh God!
Correct. Yes.
Love is in the night.
So like, and
Okay.
Warforged to Warforged, you could tell like once again he's out of his element. He's holding a beer that he can't drink. Like he simply took it because like someone offered it to him. And across the way, actually no, you would have noticed this. But he will say like, yes, those kind kobold over there, and he points across the way. You can kind of see the kobold, and as he points, the kobold raise up their glasses all high. Like the kobold are having the time of their lives. They're oblivious that the group of thugs like don't want them. But you get the sense, kind of looking at them and with your brief interactions with Nike, that the kobold sent him a drink as a joke, but not like as a insulting joke, but like this guy's out of his element, is making it even worse. Type of, like like those kind kobolds sent him a drink, and they're like, yes. And they take it. You see him take another drink.
Okay.
And now, and you can't drink, can you? As he looks at you. I don't want to leave this and waste it, but I literally don't have an orifice for this to go down.
He's talking about orifices. I think he's into you.
Yes.
I'm not there. I'm not. I sent Sonnet like on this mission, and I left. I trust Sonnet.
It's sunset, but thank you.
Sunset. Sorry, sunset.
They're
We're
all
just
the same.
We're all the same to you, aren't we, Garth?
Those Warforged, you can't tell one from the
No,
other.
that was Khalil making that mistake. That wasn't Garth.
So Sunset would kind of laugh like, haha, no, I am afraid we are not able to drink this beverage. However, there are crystal-like alternatives that achieve a similar effect.
You technically still have the one that Ace gave you, by the way.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So in that case, Alaska, what is your name or what do you go by?
Name, I am designation Frontline 342. My company, I've recently just gone by Lion as of late.
Lioness?
Line. Just
Lion.
L. I was spelling it Lin, but a friendly person told me it'd be cooler if I changed the I with the Y, so it's Lyne.
Lion. I like that. My name, you can call me Sunset.
Sunset. That is much more. I believe the word is creative than mine.
Yes,
Did you come up with that one on your own as well?
No, it was my company's designation because I got most of my mini kills in service during sunset hour of the day.
Understood. Well, yes, you and looking at him, he's like a run-of-the-mill frontline soldier is what he used to be. You can see like his front like right arm looks to be somewhat new, and you would notice that likely the reason as to why his original arm on a lot of those frontline soldiers were just straight up swords. Like they didn't have like things to grab. It was just like a arm that went down to about halfway through the forearm, and then from that point on was just like a massive like a massive blade of swords.
Nice.
And same on the other side, like you see like he has a bit newer looking forearm, and that's generally like instead it was just like a built-in like shield. And you can't drop your sword and your shield if they're literally your limbs.
Yeah.
So looks like he's been someone has paid for him to be refitted with actual hands at this point. It looks like he's still a little uncomfortable with those hands and like maneuvering them and whatnot. Like they're still somewhat new to him. So this might be, you can probably get the idea that this might be his first time out on the town by himself with hands. Like probably experienced like at home, like trying to move stuff around, but like, he's like comfortable enough to try to like actually like do something. This is well out of his comfort element though. So
yeah, and we're in like middle to upper district right now, our city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is also kind of strange for him to be.
Yeah. So I would kind of like slide over the rock and be like, do yourself a favor and try this instead of the beverage.
Yeah. So you walk him through how to use it, and like he like gives it like a squeeze like next to like his head like that, and then you see him like, I'm like, whoa. people pay to feel like that, huh? And he slides it back over to you like, I don't want any more of that. Why would someone want to experience this? Like he has a hard time keeping his head straight right now. You get the sense that your tolerance and constitution level is a little higher than his.
Yeah.
And maybe he just gave you a really heavy drink.
Apologies, Lynn. I may have botched the dosage in your serving size.
That at this point, his robotics type speech is starting to become a little sort of. That's fine. That's fine.
Do you live in the upper city? This is not the common find a warforged like you and I.
I've got work up here, and I'm a bodyguard for a person, and he told me to go out and have a night to myself today. He got me these hands, and like you see him, like he's now looking at his hands like a baby, like just found their hands, like.
Got me these.
and he's been very kind to me. He actually suggested I stop by here to check this place out, which is strange to you that he suggested this guy come check out. Like it sounds like as
Right.
he's talking, whoever he is a bodyguard for, like specifically told him to come check out Jack's club. Which, once again, this is kind of a more tight knit kind of secret. Like it's a random pop up rave. So, well, it's going to be here for a week. You know, this is only day 2 of the rave.
Who's his boss? Cool.
That's very nice of your employer to have gotten you the new hand. So what is his name?
He said I'm not supposed to say. You can roll persuasion or intimidation with advantage because you have gotten him drunk.
Definitely. I feel so bad. I don't want to be mean, but intimidation would definitely be the better option. Let's do persuasion.
I didn't see the roll. I guess I should probably look at the rolls, huh? So 16. Just no. Listen. Mr. King says no. I can't tell him who. So I'm sorry, but my mandible is welded shut, and he looks pretty happy with himself that he did not tell you who his boss is.
So I'm not there.
Correct. It's just
But that's a major drop.
Yeah, it's huge. So Sunset went, well, you have done well, Line, in that case, and stay true to your employer. Do you know whose establishment this is?
I assume it's assume it's the asshole to put his name on the front. The beer is the rock is like you realize like that was just the first hit. It really hasn't started to take in effect yet. Like, he's still going down. He's not on. He hasn't hit the bottom of what that rock did to him.
Good lord.
He's probably a pretty weak frontline soldier. He's probably like you would know. He's like the what's the word for it? Like literally like the garbage fodder that's used to just like
infantry, just like
like below basic infantry.
Okay.
He's like the wholesale version of a soldier.
Nice. Okay.
You do also notice that his designations. Hold on, let me double check. The designations that he has on himself, like which country he was technically fighting for, would have been Thrain, which is right next to the what was Sire, but is now the Mornlands. So he's not from Breland or Breland's closest, or I should say, Sharn's closest neighbor of Zilargo. So he's from quite a distance away.
Okay.
So meanwhile,
yeah, I was just saying I'll just depart him. Yeah. So I'll let him know, like, well, thank you, Lynn. It has been a pleasure to meet you. I hope that you will be able to enjoy the drink, and I do want to say, Lynn, that as a fellow Warforged, I believe there is a possibility in our future. Stay true to yourself and who you are, no matter who you work for. And that's the last thing I'll tell him.
And as you say that, point to you, goes, Lynn, that's way better than Line. I think that's actually what they were trying to say was Lynn. Now that I think about it, I'll use that one. You are a creative one.
I'll just kind of chuckle like, haha, as I walk away casually.
And as you walk away, you do notice the kobolds are like amazed that somehow you got this Warforged drunk. Like they were like all partying, they're all like, "What's this?" Like, wait.
Now they're just like studying
like,
us. Yeah.
Well, they're talking like, wait, can Warforged get drunk? I didn't think they could drink beer. It's like,
guys, I think they're about to fuck.
I'll take the remaining hits. I'll take the crystal back since I don't want him to actually physically.
And it recharges over time. So.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah, it's a self-filling alcohol rock that only works for Warforged.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So
how is that fair?
Well, because it's like a magic spell that just gets cast. Essentially, is what it does. All right. So meanwhile, Was anyone going to be doing anything on the second floor here?
Yeah.
I'm just looking around for someone that's rich and drunk.
You do notice there is the noble on the first floor here. If you would have gone up to the second floor, there looks to be another noble, kind of just right at the entrance as you're walking in. I also don't have it, but there is another succubi and incubi in here, and this is where all the drinks are coming from. Like they grab a bottle from
Upstairs?
From upstairs.
Are they
You grab a
flying?
bottle. These ones here are actually in suspended cages.
Oh, okay.
So they're not flying, but they are in the air. Just doing a quick overview glance at the second floor, you see a noble speaking with another kind of. Are you trying to move your character and he's not moving?
Yeah, I can't get in that
I
room.
probably have a wall. It's
Yeah.
all broken.
No, I think I was standing there and we were both trying to move off and I wouldn't let me move off.
You guys
And
look
then
from up here. You can actually, Tyra, are you still on the dance floor?
Yeah, I have my mind back, but I was just gonna keep on dancing and observing all the people around there. And
That's where the
Go
bar
ahead.
would have been anyway.
Go ahead and make another perception check for me while you're down there. I'll have you while you're in the dance floor area. I'll have you keep, since you are scouting, I'll have you keep making perception checks. As you guys walk up to the second floor, you guys can look down, and since you kind of know what Tyra's appearance was, it's going to be with disadvantage, by the way, because you're still in the middle of a huge group, Tyra. But you can kind of see, like, you get a peek every now and then of Tyra down there, and you can see she's trying to look around and notice some things. Trying to, like, scout out from in the middle of the crowd there. You guys do notice, since you're specifically looking for rich people, Chikad, there's this noble that's just right here at the edge that's talking to what looks to be another type of, like, bard. Just a quick, since you guys are right next to him here, even though it's pretty loud, you get the semblance, because they have to be shouting to talk to each other with how loud it is in here. You get the semblance that the bard is trying to convince the noble to, like, invest in him or, like, you know, do some kind of investment with the bard to try to copy and mimic what Jack's got going on here.
I would, when Garth and I come up the stairs, I'd kind of whisper over to him, like, "Hey, Garth, do you see that guy over there?
Which one?
Do you see the one with the giant fucking coin sack hanging off of his belt?
Oh, yeah.
If you can just distract him with conversation for a moment, I think I might be able to snag that off of him."
So Garth is gonna kind of sashay this way, using his passive perception, see if like anybody's into him, see if like he's getting any kind of attention.
With your passive perception right here, the only attention you're really getting is from the incubi and succubi, but it looks like it's more like it looks like they're trying to get your attention. Like, you know what I mean? Like they notice you and they see you walking, but it's like they're trying to get you to, like, interact with them.
He's gonna like turn around and mouth to Keekwid, "I don't think he's into guys." Shit.
Meanwhile, Keegan, real quick, you would also have noticed this
Yep.
noble over here across, that is speaking one-on-one with a succubus.
Interesting.
And just to further dress out the scene, on the same area, you see another bard talking on both sides. There's like a succubus like leaning over on the bard, and then an incubus like toying with him on the other side, like sitting on like the armchair of this couch that he's on. So like, there's like
bards forever.
So they're like, but it's like the bard itself though is actually uncomfortable right now because he has both a succubus and an incubi like physically touching him and like hitting him and talking to him. So it's like maybe I'm a bit too far out of my element. He's not bard enough for this interaction.
Not bard enough. Beautiful.
There's one person that's alone next to kind of by the noble over here, and by the way he's looking, you can assume that he's been watching over the noble.
This one?
On this couch. This guy, no, over here.
Okay.
And this noble over here.
Okay.
And the final guy is a knight that is drunk as shit talking to a succubus over here.
Nice.
And it looks like he keeps pointing at this succubus over in this thing, but you can't really hear what he's saying while he's talking to him.
Free singles in your area.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Garth, you attempted to like do a little strut in front of them, but it looks
Yeah.
like they're too involved in their new profiteering thing they're going to try to set up.
So
to
he's
notice
going to
you.
motion over to Chickwood like, wait a second, and then he's just going to kind of listen in to their conversation and try to find like a good place to kind of like interject and be like, oh hey, if you guys are thinking about this, then...
Okay. Yeah, so as you're listening to the conversation, they're talking about how like first they're talking about like you get at the tail end of like the location part, and at which point you hear the notebook goes, no, I have plenty of locations. Location's not an ordeal. What we need, and he starts pointing towards the speakers, is someone who can make those things. I mean, how the hell do those things even work? In which the bards and them are trying to discuss how they think it might work and how they can replicate it. You would know from your point that, Nike might be able to, like, if you describe it to
I
Nike,
would
Nike
bullshit
know.
that too. I would be
Oh, yeah.
like, oh yeah, I know a guy.
Okay, so if you want to step in there, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, not to pry, but I'm kind of curious about these things as well, and I actually have a friend that works this kind of magic alchemically. Like it's totally possible. Like I've seen him do weirder shit than that. So
The bard scoffs when you say that, and the noble like looks at the bard like shut up, I'm listening to him now. Like you've kind of taken some steam from the bard, but the noble's now got his attention on you.
yeah, and I guess I could roll a deception check or something, just make some shit up about what Knight can do. I mean, like,
actually you don't have to actually come up with the stuff. You just want to roll a deception check, and we could kind of describe roughly.
Yeah.
Well, I see them engaged in conversation. I'll just kind of slink up behind them while they're kind of talking to Garth and looking at him.
Okay. Yeah, Garth's got his attention pretty well right now. So 21 deception check.
Fuck.
Nice. And the best part is his insight check on you is at disadvantage. So, like, he's not going to no matter what he rolls.
So Garth introduces himself as Kyber.
I am God.
Hello, I'm Kyber.
I am the god of the underworld.
Also a sound engineer, speaker developer.
Have you ever heard of Roxford Fosgate?
You ever heard of
Or PV? No, so with that deception check, I'll also say, Chica, you have an advantage on your sleight of hand checks to steal from this guy.
I already have advantage on sleight of hand.
I don't need
then
but I will do it.
Even lower. You probably don't have to roll, but let's roll and see what this is. 21. Do it again.
Man, you might steal his firstborn child.
Yeah, careful. Did you roll one more time?
Oh, I think doesn't D&D Beyond automatically do it?
Yeah, you can roll an advantage.
This is the one with an advantage. So 26.
Fuck.
So yeah, as Garth's there, you are able to peel that coin purse off just fine, and then like you actually like kind of set like the weight just right, so where he likely won't notice that coin purse is missing until he leaves or he has to pay for something. Which, from what it looks like in here, once you're in the club, you actually don't pay for anything. That's the other thing you guys have noticed. There's been no exchange of coins within this club. It's just been dancing.
So, as I'm talking with this guy, like, how likely would this be an option? Actually, like, have a venture with this noble and replicate this bullshit somewhere else. Like
with the deception check of 21, he is believing you 100% that you know how to replicate the sound system, and we'll say even say like the light system that's going on in here. Like,
okay, so I'm gonna try to get like his information to like, okay, I'll contact you, I'll talk to my guy and see if we can,
I'll talk to my guy, you talk to your guy.
Right. I'm not gonna give up any of my information, or if I do, it's like really vague. I just want to get like how to contact him to follow up on that shit like that.
And that's roughly what he all that he's going to give you as well is that trying to give like too much intimate information inside a rave club isn't necessarily a good idea.
Yeah. Probably not.
Let me Just a sec. Where is that? And he is a human, just as a heads up. Wrong button. That's what I'm looking for. And his name is Don Beckwith.
Don Beckwith.
I feel like I'm related to a Don Beckwith.
Listen, it's what the random name generator got. So, and he seems to be like average height human. He looks to be like, well, he is a little bit more lithe in his like his features and such, and his body shape. He still seems to be on the stronger side. He doesn't seem like a weakling by any means. So, you get the sense, and kind of in your conversations with him, you start to believe that this guy is probably like a retired knight or a retired retainer for like a higher up noble. And so he does live. You get the sense that he likely lives like in the upper middle district area here. So.
Don Beckwith.
Don Beckwith.
What a great name.
Yeah. So with that, so yeah, you 100% have a contact there. Do you have a time frame in which you would try to get back in conversation with him on this?
Like 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks. Okay, yeah, I'm saying that he does want to start trying to get something going here within soon. So 2 weeks is plenty of time. All right. So, other than that,
do I have contact info, like how to connect with him later, or like who to contact?
Since you know his name, and essentially, basically, he gives you kind of like a way to send him a ledger, like a mail to him. That'll get to him.
Okay.
So, from the looks of it, it's obviously not like a direct address to his house. It's probably like a PO box type thing, where you can go over to a post to go pick up whatever it is. So.
Awesome.
All right. So with that, Tyra, I'm gonna have you make one more perception check for me at disadvantage.
Cries.
I believe in you. $19, but let's see what the other one is. 11. Okay. So just as a heads up, the DCs have been slowly going down each time you make this perception check for you to see certain things. You don't notice anything curious about Jack up on the stage. One thing you did notice that has kind of gotten you a little bit probably concerned is that, and you can't quite pin down as to why without making it very, very obvious that you're like zoning in and like investigating something. But there's a number of the dancers on this floor that don't move correctly, if that makes sense. Like they move like either too stiff or too jittery in some points. It's not like mechanical though. It's just strange and off, and it kind of puts you it's a little bit unnerving.
Like they're spelled or maybe on something, or just like
you're not sure whether they're on something, whether it's like they're a spell creation or they're fake, like the succubi incubi are. You can't tell without actually like physically going to one of these bodies or one of these people and looking at it, like doing an investigate, like stopping that person from moving and going like, what are you? If that makes sense.
Oh, so I can't just like dance over to them and like kind of passively investigate while I dance?
What you have been doing throughout all this, like for each additional roll, like you're narrowing down essentially. But with the check of an 11, you still can't quite tell without going into investigation, which is literally like a hands-on, like I'm gonna like pick through your hair and see if you have any cool things in your hair.
I'll be doing that.
You're gonna fly down and start doing it.
Yeah, like a real bird.
Can I like memorize or remember their faces or whatever, any distinguishing features, just so if when we come back tomorrow or the next night for our second round of like staking out, I can be like, okay, these are the same people that are acting weird or
You could definitely point them out. Yeah, you could definitely point out. And from what you've done so far, you're able to point out at least 3 of them that don't move quite correctly. You're not sure if there's more or less, but there are at least 3 of them in that crowd.
Mental note: tell teammates about sketchy people on dance floor who might be spelled or on something or just not right.
Boy, to say
Excellent
right.
mental note.
Bobby, that boy ain't right.
Boy, ain't right.
God damn it, Bobby.
Is there supposed to be music now, by the way?
Probably. I don't know. We've been moving with the music all over the place. Is it playing for you now?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's playing for me.
Well, I stopped it.
it hasn't
gonna
played for
play
me all
it.
night until you just did that.
I hit play again.
But all night, I
I
mean,
hear nothing.
Okay. Yeah. So this is like a playlist from YouTube that's being played currently. So I don't know if it's actually going to work well or not. Definitely, this music from here definitely I don't think goes over the stream, but that's okay because it's licensed music, and I don't want the stream to get taken down. So, well, it's not intentional that I did it that way. It is not on accident. Like I didn't try to make it work. All right. So with that, you guys kind of explored a bit of this club. Probably been here, like, kind of moving around and doing your perception checks and everything. You guys have probably been here for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I don't know if you guys want to stay here any longer. If you guys want to break, go for a little bit, and then plan outside and then do the actual thing on the next session, or however you guys want to do this.
Well, we know that there's like a spell or whatever to make people dance and stuff. So if we leave early, quote unquote, is that going to like make the Minotaur look at us suspicious because he works there? He probably knows.
You get the semblance that this spell generally is easily overcome by most people, and that they come here to willingly fail to save against that spell.
Yes.
You also get the sense that and you've seen a couple people leave as well, like early. Like it's not like everyone who comes has to stay till it ends. You actually see a couple of people like they give their information to we'll say with your different perception checks, Tyler, you would have noticed this. As some people leave like from down the stairs with like an incubi or a succubi, like they give their contact information to the incubi or succubi, and then like they wave like I'll see you later tonight, and then they leave.
But if the incubi and succubi are constructs,
they're not leaving. The incubi and succubi are not leaving. The patrons are leaving. They're giving their contact information to the incubi.
Suckers.
To be robbed later by the
Who knows? There's a reason why this club operates for free.
They're essentially pop-up.
Yeah, you're right.
On a porn site.
There's a and you get the semblance that's likely the reason why this club runs for free. You don't know if it's like for blackmail purposes or for theft area, like where they're gonna like places that they're gonna hit later.
So it's more like a pop-up brothel strip club rave.
Yep, that lasts for a week, and then they go to a new location.
Because if they're robbing wealthy people or whatever, then I move.
And who's gonna believe a pop-up rave? And like the stuff you see and hear, you guys, like trying to explain it to anyone else, like you're thinking about. If I try to explain this to anyone else, they're gonna think I'm a crazy person. So
Right.
there were these wooden boxes with leather on them that shut out music. Yeah. If you've never heard a speaker before, you have no idea what the fuck this guy's talking about.
Yeah, fair enough.
So,
you're probably still looking for like the instruments and the musicians somewhere still. They're like, how they can't come out of the box. You can't fit an entire orchestra in the box.
And some of them are going like, what is even that noise? It
What's
sounds like
in the
something.
box?
It sounds like something down in the cogs going wild. Like,
music on Cog Wild.
Garth, you would have noticed this, or you would have heard this conversation. I meant to say it earlier, but whenever you get passed by the kobolds at the very beginning, Hold on. I think I forgot something that Helivore is mentioning right now.
Oh no, I was just reminding myself.
Oh yeah, gotcha. I already have the gotcha. Was it in the bag that you took?
Yep.
Gotcha. I thought like you hit something inside a bag that you brought in.
Oh no.
No, but yeah, Garth. So when you passed by the kobold, the first little bit of conversation you heard was and it sounded like gibberish to you, but you might, if you want to relate it to others, you can. The others will notice something of this. They said that there is a spot in the cogs that they can't get to anymore because the lava tubes like solidified and expanded and like blocked off some areas in the cogs. Kind of also in the Dura district. So if you share that information with the others, they have something related.
Wait, we have something related to that?
Yes.
Wait, lava tubes? Like they were traversing active
below-
lava tubes.
So below the cogs is like lava
Right.
pools and such.
Right.
And some of these lava tubes that are actually like filled with lava still have solidified in one specific area. Like all the lava flows have solidified and have made things because of how it is, it's like it's become too difficult for them to like travel. Like the rocks are too sharp. Some things have actually like kind of caved in because the lava cooled and then it like shrunk and caused a lot of collapse to happen.
Okay.
I remember what information we have on that.
I don't.
Remember when we went down to visit good old Elrond?
Oh, the creepy little wind tunnel thing, possibly. Yeah. Okay.
So, say if you do share that information, then essentially whatever is going on in the Fallen District is cold enough to start to solidify lava.
Oh, okay. Huh. Interesting.
We're still in the club though, right?
You guys are still in the club right now, yeah. Unless you guys have left.
Okay, yeah, well, I think the one thing, because we're probably coming to a close here.
Yeah, we are getting ready to wrap up
here. We got a little sidetracked with the heist, but we wanted to make sure, we wanted to see if we could like touch one of the jacks. And
yes, I will say by this point, Cheekid, go ahead and make a. I'll let you decide. Perception or investigation check with Frederick's stats, though.
Okay.
And it will be because like you've very meticulously had him move over there. It will not be a disadvantage. I'll actually even say because like you kind of made sure we'll say you might have tested a couple of times and done a couple of things, so we'll have you actually do whichever one you decide, investigation or perception, at advantage.
All right, let me find his stats really quick. He's a spider. Not a giant spider, smallest one. Where are you at?
Spider. A spider.
There you go, spider. And he is going to be plus -5 to intellect, +0 to wisdom. So I think I'm going to do a perception check with him, which would just be a regular D20, yeah?
Is he not? He's not. Okay, yeah. So
he's
not.
He's +4 to stealth.
What is his proficiency, though? Because he has a +2 proficiency bonus, but I don't see what it's to.
I only see +2 to the roll initiative. Oh, no, I see the proficiency bonus.
Add a +2 to that. He is your pet.
Okay.
So it'd be a +2 to your wisdom roll. So you just want to roll a d20 and add 2 to it.
There it is.
It'll show me eventually.
12.
12. I will say with how much time has been spent, and you did it with advantage.
Oh, did I? No.
Do it with advantage. Roll one more d20 then.
Ooh.
So still 12. It's not popping up for me, so I can't see.
Yeah, the second one was a 3, so.
Oh, there they are. Okay. So a natural 1, nice. So you get the semblance. Frederick can't really tell exactly, but Frederick's pretty certain that one of these, and it's not necessarily because he couldn't tell, but like they tend to like wrap over themselves while they're doing stuff, and they kind of like do a little stunt. Like they're kind of putting on a show themselves. So it's hard for Frederick to track which one it is exactly. It is.
That's
but
fair. He's
one
a
of them-
spider and they're huge.
Yeah, one of them is likely similar to the incubi and succubi, like a unseen servant with a shroud of Jack over it.
Understood.
Jack.
So
Okay.
there is just one Jack, but looks like he has another copy of himself to help him with these shows. So
For all it needs, he's putting on a hell of a show.
yeah, no, it is impressive what's going on here. So
It's a banger.
I will say
banger.
one more thing, just because Frederick would have definitely had time to, in the back of the club, past the curtains.
Make some baby Fredericks.
There are like back behind the curtain is a table, and it looks to be filled with drugs. Like what Jack goes on in the back as he goes and probably takes a hit of something and comes back out onto the stage.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful.
That's a great
So-
situation. There's nobody in the back stage area.
Nobody in the backstage, but there
Asking
is
for a
like a
friend.
couple of
Yo.
different type of drugs.
When
So-
we interrogate this he needs to be seduced with drugs. We need to grab those drugs.
Yeah, overdoses.
And then we can sell the drugs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get the hint. Also, it's going to be pretty obvious for you, for Frederick to see, like being up this close. Like he's got the major sweats going, his eyes are bloodshot. Like even though like his face,
He is
keeps
an
shifting-
addict.
Yes, even though his face keeps shifting wildly while he's up here, he is off his rocker. So this probably is the easiest time to actually hit him. You can probably surmise because he's not all there in the head.
Perfect.
Nice.
So
Nice.
all
So
right,
Sunset's gonna make his move then. No, just kidding.
so Sunset's going to pull out.
Sunset's going in.
Sunset would like to rage, and he's going to leave the balcony.
Not even attacking Jack, just some random person there. Just
He's
Start
gonna
tearing
go back
through
and
the
kill his
civilians.
Warforged friend. He's like, you're too innocent for this world.
I decided only Warforged are allowed to live.
You drank all of my rock juice. All right, so we
It's like
will.
that scene from Blade. And he's just
Yeah.
slaughtering all this.
Just all the people in the club. No one.
Oh god.
Guys, it was so good to be all back together.
It was.
Yeah.
So
How-
let's.
Feels like it's been so long.
Is 3:00 good for you guys on Saturdays? Do you wanna
Oh,
keep
yeah.
going with
Yeah, it works better for me. Definitely.
It should be good. If I see my immediate family, it's typically around this time, but that's only like once a month usually. So,
Okay.
such as
Yeah,
next.
and we don't. Oh, sorry, one more time.
So next weekend I'll be with my mom for birthday.
Okay, so we won't have a session next weekend then, but we will try to. We'll just try to keep it on Saturdays. And once again, if you guys have something that come up, it's not a big deal. In the end, it is just D&D. I really appreciate like the heads up you guys give us beforehand. That's a lot better than like, we're an hour into session, which we haven't had an issue with at all. Like we haven't had an issue with that at all.
Yeah,
So
no.
I praise you guys for